right. Any questions?
Mike Leach surely is one of a kind. The Washington State head coach started his Pac-12 Media Day press conference with that gem. It's pretty funny because about every other coach started with an opening statement, but hey, he's not most coaches. Leach and a couple of players fielded questions on Media Day as fall camp approaches. Here are the most important topics from today. I'm sure you remember this play. The Cougs were playing USC, and this was not called targeting as Washington State was trying to tie or take the lead on their final possession of this game last season. There was another missed targeting call on Cougs defensive lineman Logan Tago in the third quarter. Pac-12 Commissioner Larry Scott said today that the conference will follow new procedures for better officiating and reference these no targeting calls. It included a new replay manual that codifies the process of looking at calls, enhancements to training the officials to make them more consistent, and the head of officiating will report directly to the commissioner rather than the lead football administrator. Here's what Mike Leach had to say about the changes when he was asked about Scott's comments.
I can't really comment on the officiating unless I want to invest a little more than I plan to, at least at this point.
Well, if you won't, I will. First off, a new replay manual that codifies the process sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Plus, anyone can look at those replays to see that both of these plays should have been called targeting penalties. It was clear as day. And while it's great to see officiating more consistent, that wasn't the problem in these instances. The problem is that the refs thought it was targeting, and then the lead football administrator overruled that. So the most important thing is that the head of officiating will report directly to the commissioner now rather than to the football administrator. But at the end of the day, can we please just let the refs do their jobs? We wouldn't be talking about this right now if they were allowed to that night. Another notable is Washington State was picked to finish 4th in the Pac12 North. Here's how the preseason media poll for the division looks. You have Oregon at the top, Washington comes second, Stanford is third, and Washington State fourth. California and Oregon State round out the division. Washington State did receive one of 35 media first place votes to win the division. They also received a Pac-12 championship game winner vote. Leach didn't agree and says Wazoo could be as good or better than last year to the majority of the polling.
Every season, everybody thinks we're going to get our head kicked in, and then we don't, so everybody gets to be stunned and surprised. So it's fun for everybody.
I'd imagine the reason for the Cougs being low is because of uncertainty around the quarterback position. Even then, the offense is loaded with a bunch of returning talent. However, the conference will be competitive, but really at the end of the day, preseason polls don't matter. They don't mean a whole lot. So the Cougs have a lot of potential, and that's going to be a really good team this year. Here are some Cougs that were all-conference selections. Punter Oscar Dragicevic was selected to the first team. He was also named to the Ray Guide Award watch list today. That's given to the nation's best punter. 2 second-team picks, Jahad Woods, a linebacker for the team, and offensive lineman Abraham Lucas. Honorable mentions were wide receiver Desmond Patton, running back Max Borghi, and wide receiver Travell Harris. So the final thing to note from the Pac-12 championship is that the championship games, are going to be played at Las Vegas Stadium in 2020 and 2021. So that's a big change in 2014. Since 2014, they've been played at Levi Stadium, so no longer there. The attendance has been kind of suffering there for a little bit now. So a different change for the championship game.